Hello and welcome to my report, EastMojo's daily evening news bulletin update. We bring you the latest and biggest happenings from east to northeast of India. I'm Simran Bajaj. I'll be your host for today and giving you updates from Assam. For other states, we are being joined by our correspondents. We have Chandan Pandey from Tripura, Vangamla Salikapai from Manipur, and Medolino Ambrosia from Nagaland. So let's start today's show. First of all, let's head to our correspondent Chandan from Tripura. So, Chandan, in Tripura, the former health minister has visited Govind Ballabh Pant Hospital to review the situation in the hospital. Can you tell us more as to what is this about?
Yes, Simran, thank you. So, the former health minister and ruling BJP MLA, Mr. Shudip Rai Burman, along with another MLA, Sushanta Chaudhary, he today visited the Govind Ballabh Pant Hospital, which also has the state's lone COVID-19 ward, where around 275 patients are undergoing treatment. Just to inform our viewers that GBP hospital, it's the main referral hospital in Tripura. In fact, so a number of people who ever face any kind of physical problem or any kind of medical treatment they require, they are referred to GBP hospital. So today's visit by Mr. Sudeep Roy Burman was to review the ongoing treatment and the process that includes the COVID-19 positive patients. So as I just mentioned, more than 270 patients are undergoing treatment. Just to inform our viewer that the initially when the COVID ward had started, it had only 120 seats capacity. So as the number of positive cases increased and the COVID death toll started increasing in the state, so the bed extension was done. But what we have reported so far, and I have said this again and again in my live in my report, that the core committee members had said that due to mismanagement and there were no coordination between the lower officials and the officials working here in GBP hospital. A number of patients who had mild symptom, asymptomatic patients who preferred to undergo treatment in COVID ward were referred in GBP hospital, which led to a number of patients who were in critical situation, who needed immediate ventilation. They had to sleep in the floor of the hospital in the COVID ward. So this is the current situation. During his visit, speaking with the reporters, he said that at least 40 patients who are serious and symptomatic patients are now in GBP hospital, and they had to sleep in the floor of the hospital because there is no bed available for the patient who have tested positive. His visit also comes as a shock for the state government and that administration. Just to inform that last year after the Lok Sabha election, he was the health minister of the BJP IPFT government when the government came in March 2018. But after the Lok Sabha election, due to some internal clash between the chief minister and the former health minister Sudeep Rai Burman, he was axed out by the state cabinet. And although he's still in the BJP IPFD government as an MLA, ruling MLA from the BJP, he represents Agartala constituency, where this GBP hospital comes under Agartala constituency itself. So he said that being an MLA, I cannot overlook my responsibility when the patients are coming from across the state to GBP hospital to get treatment. They are not being provided with the way they should have been provided treatment. He also pointed out a number of loopholes that was found in the services. Even the chief minister on September 2nd, if I'm not wrong, he visited the hospital and reviewed all the situation going on there. It has been found during chief minister's review meeting, and in fact, Sudeep Roy Varman today pointed out that the senior officials who should visit the patient, they are not attending the patient. So it means that the junior doctors and junior residents, medical officials, they are giving the treatment to the patient. But whereas the hospital has senior hospital, this has senior doctors, so they are not attending the patient, which means due to which the number of deaths has increased in the state. Just to inform our viewers that so far in the state, a total of 149 patients have succumbed to this virus. So this is a good number in compared to the population that Tripura has. Tripura has around 37 lakh population as per the 2011 census, but it is now estimated around 40 lakh population, which will be published later next year. So for a 40 lakh population state, a number of patients have died so far, and this could be the reason behind the mismanagement and the senior doctors not visiting the COVID ward, not attending the responsibility which they should have been taken. Even the chief minister during his visit, he said that only 7 doctors are visiting the patients, they are attending the patient, while most of the senior doctors who should have been there in the COVID ward, they have not even entered for a single time in the COVID ward. So this has continued, and also to inform that a friction has already started working in the GBP hospital. As I just mentioned, that Mr. Shudip Roy Burman was the health minister in the BJP-IPFT, current BJP-IPFT government. But after 2019, when he was removed from the health department, removing him, even the secretary, director, all the senior officials who were holding posts in the health department were either removed or they were transferred to other positions. So we can see there are people who still continue to work as close person to Shudip Roy Burman, and there are also people who are trying to get some sympathy from the chief minister since he's now holding the health department. So in that way, if we see, the doctors and the health staff are in between two leaders who are trying to praise their boss and get something from them in return. So what remains here a question for the people in the state, that a number of patients, as I just mentioned a while back, more than 270 patients are undergoing treatment there. A number of patients, as per my sources, confirmed that more than 20 patients had already applied for discharge, and they don't want to undergo the treatment there in COVID ward, since they have cited the allegation that the water availability is not there, they're not getting electricity in time, the ACs are not functioning since March, when the COVID ward had started. There was a myth in the hospital that if the air condition will be turned on, it will spread the virus in all the other sections or the departments of the hospital. So the air condition had been stopped by the hospital. It is yet to be opened, even though the chief minister during his visit said that it's just a myth. There is nothing as such, but still we can see the patients who are in the COVID ward or undergoing treatment, they're being tested positive. They have expressed their grave concern. Even a number of social media videos we have found pregnant ladies complaining against the poor condition, unhygienic condition in the COVID ward and COVID care centers in Agartala. So this has continued, and the MLA during his visit with Sushanta Chaudhary, he pointed out that he will wait for another few days, and after that, if the situation is not improved, he will take some steps against. But what will be the step, he did not disclose to the reporters. MLA Sushanta Chaudhary, who was also accompanying him, he said that the state government or any government is of the people, by the people, for the people. And if we fail to provide good health service and education in any state, then there is no good governance in the state. So we can see that now the MLAs have started speaking against the state government and the chief minister. So this gives us a preview how the MLAs and the ruling legislatures are now speaking against his own boss, that is the chief minister Biplab Kumar Dev. So as a whole, we can say that the COVID management in Tripura has somehow so far failed to maintain. That is why, also to inform our viewers, that a copy was already uploaded in Tripura section, people can read it, that an expert team will be visiting Tripura shortly. The health minister and the chief minister, in fact, Biplab Kumar Dev, had asked his additional chief secretary SK Rakesh to contact with the union health ministry, and they have done that. Now a team is likely to visit by the end of this week or the next week. They will come here from Delhi to give guidance and to tell the health department how to work, how to manage COVID system. As we know, a state like Delhi has managed COVID-19 and it has come out successful. The minister also questioned why Tripura is not starting plasma therapy, why Tripura government is not emphasizing in developing the other district hospitals. So all these questions need to be answered by the chief minister. Although we have not seen the chief minister, who is also holding the portfolio of health department, addressing any press conference. I think it was back in 2 months back when the chief minister had held a press conference. But now what we can see him, he is busy visiting some farmers field where he can be seen holding some water lemon in his hand. So this is going on in the state right now. Simran.
Thank you so much for that update, Chandan. And just to put it out briefly, can you just give us the COVID status of the state?
Yes. So as I just said, Tripura has so far reported a total of 149 COVID-related deaths. This data is till Sunday evening. So today's data is yet to arrive, and I'm definitely sure that the number of COVID-related deaths has now further increased, which will be reported later. And the total confirmed case in Tripura so far now stands at 15,526, which means Tripura in the last 2 weeks has reported more than 5,000 cases. We have been saying that. Even the core committee members, they said that in the month of October, September, Tripura will report a large number of COVID surge, and by the end of December, just to inform, I just forgot to edit. The former health minister, he also said that if the way the deaths are being reported in the states, particularly from the West District and Agartala Municipal Corporation area, then surprisingly Tripura will report more than 600 COVID-related deaths from West District's Agartala Municipal Corporation area, which is very alarming and serious for the state like Tripura. So the confirmed case now stands at 15,526. The active case in the state now stands at 6,307, while the number of recovered cases in Tripura now stands at 9,048. The number of migrated patients now stands at 22. Just to give a short detail about the positivity rate and the test per million Tripura is doing right now. Tripura is doing a total of 74,679 tests per million, while the fatality rate in Tripura now stands at 0.99%, which means we have almost touched the 1% mark. And I think Tripura is the only state in the region to have touched this 1% mark, although we are just short by 0.1%. So the recovery rate in Tripura now stands at 59.88%, while the positivity rate has crossed 5% mark and now it stands at 5.09%. Simran.
Thank you so much for that update, Chandan. And now I would like to give our viewers the updates from Assam. So before we head on to the COVID updates, there's news coming in from Bagjan that is that Oil India Limited has made history by starting partial production from the particular blowout well in which the fire took place, and the well, which was earlier claimed to have been killed, again, well, the operation Kill the Well had failed by Oil India Limited, and this was after the huge claims by Oil India Limited that they've installed a blowout preventer and it had failed subsequently. Now, what Oil India Limited has done is it has diverted the gas and it has started partial production, and the fire has been successfully doused for now. That's what Oil India Limited spokesperson Trideep Hazarika has said. A detailed copy on the what's and how's of the update is already live on our website. Viewers can log on to www.eastmojo.com and read the copy for full details. And now, moving on, I would like to give our viewers the latest COVID-19 updates. So, as per the updates that we've received last night, given out by State Health Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma, the state recorded 1,537 new cases of COVID-19 infection. 1,763 people were cured and discharged, and 8 COVID-19 patients succumbed to COVID-19 related issues. And with that, the figure in the state stands at total reported cases, that is 1,25,459 cases of COVID-19. We can see that the cases continue to rise at a pretty high speed in Assam, and just some time ago we had crossed the 1 lakh mark, and now it's at 1 lakh. It's beyond 1,25,000 cases in Assam, and total number of discharged patients in Assam stands at 96,823. Active cases in the state remain at 28,273. The state has recorded 360 deaths, and 3 people have migrated to other states. Now, when we talk about the positivity rate in the state, so as of last night, it stood at 6.58%, as the 1,537 new cases were reported out of 23,336 COVID-19 sample tests conducted in the last 24 hours. And of the new cases, Kamrup Metro has recorded 382 cases, Hojai has recorded 125, and Dibrugarh has recorded 8 new cases. So that's the update that we have from Assam. Now let's move to a correspondent from Meghalaya. Let's move to Princess. And Princess, there's updates coming up on reopening of religious places. So the government plans on reopening them by first week of October. Can you tell us more about that?
Very good evening, Simran. Absolutely, this news has just come through from the government. They've informed us, that places of worship, they're expecting to open from the first week of October, depending on the COVID situation, if it improves. Now, a meeting today, it was held with all faith organizations under the chairmanship of, the Meghalaya Chief Minister, Conrad K. Sangma, and along the Deputy Chief Minister, Preston Tinsong. And this meeting was also held in the presence of the Urban Affairs Minister, Hamlet Singh. So during this meeting, they had discussed, and remember that this is the third meeting between the government with the religious leaders. It was in June 4th. There was a meeting in the first week where they had decided to discuss about reopening places of worship. And it was based on that. Earlier, they had decided to reopen places of worship in the month of June, but they had taken a reverse decision and decided not to reopen places of worship. And then again, today being the third meeting, now they've announced again that they're planning to reopen places of worship from the first week of October. Now, the government has also mentioned, that SOP, that a subcommittee comprising of members from different faith organizations and the government headed by the Chief Secretary, Government of Meghalaya, has been constituted to revisit on the standard operating procedures to be put in place for reopening of places of worship. So this was the decision that was taken today. So we are yet to understand by the first week of October if the COVID situation improves in the state of Meghalaya, then we're expecting the places of worship to reopen. And also remember that as of now, all the places of worship are still closed for any kind of religious worships. Only for wedding ceremonies, the places of worship are open. Simran.
Thank you so much for that update. And Princess, can you also in brief give us the COVID status in Meghalaya as of now?
Absolutely, Simran. So far, we are yet to receive the COVID updates for the day, but till what we have the latest is, as reported already on the website of EastMojo.com, that a 59-year-old, died on Sunday afternoon combating COVID-19, and the patient was actually admitted to Nazareth Hospital, and he was tested positive for COVID-19 and had also other comorbidities. And apart from this, on Sunday, till the latest figures that we have till today, 88 new cases were detected. Once again, to remind, we're yet to get the fresh figures, but so far the active total cases in the state is 1,433, and the total recovered cases in the state stands at 1,556. And remember that the deaths in the state has now increased to a total of 16. Simran.
Thank you so much for that update, Princess. And now let's head on to a correspondent from Manipur. So, Sally, there are updates from the SBI robbery case. And it's the Chief Minister said that insurgent groups are likely to be involved in the robbery case. Can you tell us more about that?
Sure. Thank you so much, Simran. The incident which was happened on Saturday, where the unidentified gunman, robbed away like rupees 1.15 crore from this specific SBI Churachandpur branch, which led to one of the security guards succumb to the injury. So according to the Chief Minister, when he was briefing to the media person yesterday, he did mention that, going by the nature of killing the security guard and then using the sophisticated weapons, because during the time of when the security guard was shot down, there was, those people who were nearby at the specific crime scene did not hear the gunshot or any such kind of crime that happened. So going by the nature of killing with one of the security guard at this specific SBI ATM, the Chief Minister did mention that there might be a militant group operating in Churachandpur district involved in this robbery case. So in fact, he has already instructed the DGP LM Kote to meet the various representatives of the militants that comes under the suspension of operations which are operating in Churachandpur district, so that he can meet with the representative and then find out the actual involvement by the militants. So definitely the DGP LM Kote had already visited Churachandpur district and took stock of the ground situation, which led to killing of this one security guard. So yes, this is the latest report that comes when it comes to the Saturday robbery case of the SBI Bank. Apart from this, in fact, the Manipur ATM service sector have already warned the state government that if the culprits involved in this specific incident did not, if they couldn't arrest the culprit on 9, definitely all the ATMs across the state would be seized. In fact, some of the ATMs along the Kanchipur that's in Imphal have already stopped functioning, awake of this incident. So yes, it's an unfortunate incident which happened on Saturday, but the chief minister have already warned that those culprit involved in the case would be traced down, and moreover, a strict CCTV footage has been monitored in and around the crime scenes soon after the report came in. So they are trying to trace down, and the police are putting a lot of efforts trying to trace down the culprits. And moreover, the Churachandpur police have already informed today that whoever will be giving the information based on this culprit would be awarded rupees 1 lakh for this. So definitely, we will have some clue or some hints will be coming in the next few days. That's our expectation, Simran.
Thank you so much for that update, Sally. And now, can you please give our viewers the COVID-19 updates?
Sure. Well, we have not got the update for the last 24 hours, but let me give the update of yesterday. 121 new fresh cases were emerged as new COVID patients. Out of this, 18 are from the security personnel and 121 with no travel history as the local transmission were reported on Sunday. With this, we have got the total COVID-19 confirmed cases in Manipur stands at 7,022. Active cases right now stands at 1,820. This is the patients undergoing treatment for COVID-19 at various hospitals and COVID care centers. Yesterday, another 189 infected patients have been recovered. With that, 5,164 are the total recovered cases, and our recovery rate stands at 73.54%. This is the current recovery rate of yesterday. And unfortunately, 38 COVID patients have already succumbed to the virus, with 2 more cases reported yesterday from Chenims and RIMS Hospital. So this is the latest development for COVID-19 from Manipur. Simran.
Thank you so much for that update, Sally. And now let's head to our correspondent from Nagaland. Let's head to Meadow from Nagaland. So, Meadow, can you please start off with the COVID-19 updates?
Thank you, Simran. As usual, I'm starting off with the new cases that have been detected here in the state of Nagaland. So today, a total of 42 new cases have been reported. Among these, 36 are from Dimapur and 6 are from Kohima. We've also seen that out of these reported cases, a total of 37 are from the armed forces, 3 are true trace contacts, and 1 each is a returnee and a frontline worker. Now, as per the breakout, 35 of the armed forces are from Dimapur and the rest 2 are from Kohima. The frontline worker who tested positive today is from Kohima, and also the returnee who tested positive today is from Kohima. Now, among the 3 trace contacts, 2 are from Kohima and 1 is from Dimapur. Now, besides the new COVID cases that have been reported here, the state also reported 175 fresh cases here. So with that, we see that our state's tally has spiked up to 4,220, but out of this, the number of active cases is only at 525, and our recovered cases has gone up to 3,674. So we've seen in comparison to just yesterday and today, we've seen that the recovered cases has gone up from 83% to now 87%. And so far, fatalities are concerned, there are 15 deaths. However, only 8 are confirmed as due to COVID-19. 2 are COVID-19, but not the COVID-19 related death, and 5 deaths are under investigation. And all those reported deaths that I just mentioned are all from Dimapur. And besides these, a total of 11 cases are migrated case. Also, I'd like to mention that among 525 of the active cases, we see that 513 are asymptomatic cases, 9 are mild symptomatic, and 3 are moderate symptomatic. So this is so far the COVID updates in the state is concerned. Simran.
Thank you for that update. And now you were talking about cases that were reported in contact tracing. So now in Nagaland, officials are getting irked because there's a surge in the number of COVID-19 cases that have been tracked due to contact tracing. So can you tell us more about that?
Yes, Simran. So, in the past few weeks, we've seen that cases among trace contacts are growing, even surpassing, new cases among the frontline workers. So, yesterday, during a press conference that was held at the Directorate of the Health and Family Welfare, the Principal Director, Dr. Vizoli Estropian, along with the State Nodal Officer, Dr. Nyantang Kikon, and the Deputy Director, Dr. Kikamar, and they expressed concern over the growing numbers of positive cases among trace contacts. Now, one reason they cited was with the relaxations of the new lockdown rules that came to effect on September 1. So they've shared concern that people now in the towns, that the observations that the department made is that people are not maintaining social distancing, they're not wearing mask, for those who are wearing mask also they're not wearing it the right way. So they have expressed concern, and statistically we are to check, in the past week we've seen that new cases among this trace contacts have increased by 1%. So it was out of the total confirmed cases, persons testing positive to trace contacts was at 18%, but with the 1% increase, we've seen that now it has increased to 19%. So they've also expressed concern now with the relaxations. They've asked the people and appealed the people to follow the guidelines that are being provided. In fact, they've also made a mention that new SOPs in regard to the testing, in regard to the quarantine, in regard to isolation, will be released soon. We're not really sure how soon it will be released, but they've informed that with the relaxation in the guidelines now, new SOPs will also be provided for people to follow. And with that also, they have mentioned the three, avoiding the three C's and following the three W's, which very commonly is known. I'll just mention the three C's that they asked us to avoid are the crowded places, close contact settings, and confined or enclosed spaces. And the three W's which are to be followed are wearing of mask, washing of hands, and watching distance. So they are of the view that now that we have to live with, we have to live and adapt to the new normal. We adapt to this new changes and live safely. So with the cases among trace contacts also rising, there's an appeal for people out there, especially in the marketplaces, to abide by the rules, to proactively follow the preventive measures. Yes, so this is in regard to the increasing number among persons to trace contacts, which the health officials expressed concern. Simran.
And in another news, again related to COVID-19, plasma therapy is yet to be started in the state. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, Simran. Thank you again. So, in the same press conference that I was talking about, which was held yesterday, the health officials have said that so far Nagaland has not conducted any plasma therapy. Now, the simple reason is because most of the cases that are reported here in the state are asymptomatic in nature. So there are hardly any severe or critically COVID-19 ill patients who require plasma therapy. So it is yet to be conducted. And also, the nodal officer informed that, with the high number of recovered cases, now 87% of them recovering from COVID-19, these are potential plasma donors. So in the future, as and when needed, the state will seek donation. But as of now, the state has no immediate plans to conduct plasma therapy here in the state. As I mentioned before, again, out of the cases, most cases are asymptomatic in nature. Also, we've seen that there are 8 confirmed deaths of COVID-19. In this regard, when we, have had interaction with the health officials, they say that most of these COVID-19 deaths, which were reported in the state, were because of, I quote, the last hour admission in the hospitals, where patients we're being referred from one hospital to the other, and we're admitted late to the hospital. But they have assured that after they came across such reports, this was taken care into, worked out. And in fact, in the past few weeks, we've seen that no such uncertain deaths has also been reported in the state. And I believe the health department in this concern are also very cautious, because so far 5 deaths are under review by the death review committee to ascertain whether cases are also related to COVID-19 or not. So, Simran, that's all from Nadine for today.
Thank you so much for that update, Meadow. And with that, we come to an end of today's show. I would like to thank all our viewers for constantly supporting us and watching us every day from Monday to Friday at 6 p.m. Don't forget, it's My Report by EastMojo.com. Also, further, all the stories that we've discussed already live on our website. You can log on to www.eastmojo.com and you can read all the stories. We are open to your ideas and suggestions. So if you have any of them for us, please write to us at editor@eastmojo.com. We also have a very active fact-checking team. So if you come across any piece of information, any photo or any video which looks fishy or unauthentic, please send it to us again at our email ID, that is editor@eastmojo.com, or through our Facebook page. We will definitely fact check the information for you and get back to you whether it's fake or whether it's true. And please stay connected with us through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. This is Simran Bajaj signing off for today.